You are in demand. Hi, my name is Neil, and today I am going to be talking about networking as a musician. Now, I understand that this topic can seem rather daunting and intimidating, but you just have to remember that there are plenty of people that want and desperately need the services that you are providing. You are literally the solution to their problem. You just haven't met yet, so how can you provide your services to someone that doesn't even know that you exist? Once you believe in the product that you are offering, everything else will follow. Now that all that motivational fluff is over with, here's the first practical point of this video, which is get to know other musicians in your area, especially those that share the same instrument. Now, your first thought might be, well, they're my competition, which in certain circumstances can be true, but more than likely is that you can be a wonderful asset to them because let's say they're playing a gig and an emergency pops up and they need to sub out last minute. When here you are, the reliable, great musician that can come in and just crush that gig. And once you do a last minute sub in one time successfully, other people start to recommend you, and that's how your network grows. Also, other instrumentalists can help with this too, because I'm a pianist. Let's say I become friends with a violin player, and they're in a pit orchestra gig, and let's say the key 2 player has to drop out last minute. And here you are, stepping in, getting that gig. Next, you're going to research online about the institutions and organizations in your area that need the services that you're offering, and then you're going to reach out via email. So the first thing that pops into my mind as a pianist is universities, because universities often need pianists to play for voice lessons and instrumental lessons. So reaching out to the coordinator of the accompanists and seeing if they need staff or freelance musicians to accompany those lessons. Or, if you'd rather play for choral music or theater or opera, reaching out to those respective departments is a great way to get your name out there. And down the line from universities, we have public schools, because public schools often need to hire musicians for choral or orchestral or band performances or solo and ensemble festivals or other random events that could pop up that might need professional accompaniment or other musicians. Also a great way to get your name out there. And then we have community music schools. They often give recitals more than once a year, and they might need a pianist to play for those. And also to sub in for private lessons if that's something you feel comfortable doing. And then we have the freelance voice and instrumental teachers in your area. They could often use a pianist for recitals that they put on, or to help their students with auditions or pre-screening videos, or just any other scenario where they might need a professional accompanist in this case. So after that, then we have churches. This is especially the case if you're a pianist, organist, or a singer. But even if you're not, even if you're more of an orchestral musician, reaching out and saying, hey, I'm a trumpet player and I'd like to offer my services. Maybe they are one of those churches that has more money to pay musicians on a weekly basis. Or even if not, they have you in mind for special services. So after that, then we have theater companies in your area. Whether that be community theater, professional, school, know your level of comfort with this style. So if you haven't had a lot of experience, maybe reach out to community theaters before the professional ones. But that is also a really great way to get your name out there. And then we have dance studios as a pianist. If you're a pianist that has any interest in accompanying dance classes, even if you don't have experience, reaching out and saying, hey, I'm a pianist and I would like to offer my services. And if you have experience, great, because dance studios are always looking for musicians that can do that. But if not, saying, hey, I don't have experience, but I'm open to learning, that could also get you in the door. The last point for this video is have a professional and up-to-date website and social media pages. Now, for a website where you're going to want to put playing examples that really showcase your best musicianship, your resume so that people can know what your experience level is, photos, and then contact information so that if someone wants to use your services, they know exactly how to get in touch. For social media pages, and this can be Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, TikTok, Just post videos of yourselves playing and other videos so that people get to know your personality. All that's wonderful. And also networking for social media, Facebook groups for musicians in your area. That can be a great way to find gigs and really put yourself out there. So I hope this information was helpful. If you have any other ideas about networking as a musician, feel free to drop them in the comments. And thank you so much for watching.